If I think of all the things this week, Phil, that upset me the most reading the paper, that I think this is diabolic, the warning coming out from the United States to all these Pacific nations saying do not use Chinese-made technology in your undersea cables. I thought, my God, are we seriously having to warn them? Is there that risk that they will spend money on Huawei or Chinese cabling? Because, of course, that's how we have our security conversations around the world in many instances. You and I know a lot of stuff on those undersea cables is incredibly important, but it's also how we stay connected. I mean, if the internet went down around the world, would be all sorts of trouble. And we know the FBI has got all these warnings about Chinese hackers. This is huge.
Yeah, it is. And I would think if China had their way, that all the Pacific nations would allow China to be involved and to use their products, which essentially would put everyone at risk, the United States as well as us, as the Pacific's on our doorstep. I think it's a nice warning from the States, and we should also be encouraging our Pacific friends not to use Chinese products. We've had to get cameras out of government buildings that were made in China because of the security risk. We've seen what's happened in places like the Solomon Islands when they've had civil unrest. China wants to rock up with lots of money but they want to take more than they give. And I think that we being leaders in this region, but also very close to our Pacific friends, we should be encouraging them to stick away from the Chinese stuff, because it's no good. And, they don't play by the rules, and they'll do everything they can to undermine the world's security and undermine our national security.
Nick Flint, two things that have sort of collided a bit today. I was reading a report that a major donor to Harvard, and when I say major, this is someone who's handed over $500 million plus to the university. Well, this donor stopped funding them. He says these elite institutions are giving us leaders that aren't worth anything, and the kids coming out are a whole bunch of whiny snowflakes. So this is huge. And then you've got that continuing blowout or blowback, backlash even, in relation to Rip Curl. And the huge number, not just of female surfers speaking out, furious that women are being erased from campaigns to get women to buy surfing gear, but a whole lot of people who've previously bought stuff from Rip Curl are burning it, throwing it away. They're putting that vision up on their social media feed. I mean, they're angry, aren't they?
There is a very clear message here for our universities, for our big corporates, and that message is go woke, go broke. We are seeing it play out right now. So first on the university issue and Harvard, it is extraordinary and so disappointing that it took the atrocities that Hamas inflicted on Israel to really show big donors, wealthy individuals, how sick our university sector has become. And it's good to see them now pushing back and withdrawing their funding, but it shouldn't have taken the appalling attacks on Israel to encourage them to actually stand up to these institutions and get everything back to where it should be. And I just want to quickly thank the Australian Jewish Association for my Israel Australia flag that I'm wearing tonight, Peter. On the Rip Curl issue, it's the same thing. Go woke, go broke. Women are finally, I'm so pleased to see women finally pushing back against a big corporate. We're usually too polite. We haven't done it in the past. But in the past week, women and men have said to Rip Curl, we don't want to see transgender women being prioritised over real women. Rip Curl allegedly sacked pro surfer Bethany Hamilton, who lost her arm at the age of 13 to a shark, came back, became one of our most successful female surfers around the globe. She was allegedly sacked by Rip Curl, and then a month later or so, they're promoting a transgender woman in WA to promote their products. So the message could not be more clear. Go woke, go broke. All of us out here are absolutely sick of it, and if the corporates want to keep doing it, Woolies again, Australia Day, same thing. We will all push back, and we will vote with our pockets and our money.
I got to go. Andrew Boldy's knocking at the door. Phil, have a good week when Parliament's back next week. We'll speak again soon. Thank you, Nicole Flint.